Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
I don't know if everybody has heard about this or not, or who heard this or what, but it
I
came
did
out
right before we started.
It came out in the headlines. Well, this is let me actually put it this way before I jump into it. It was not. This is not something that is. The Hollywood Reporter's not talking about it. Variety's not talking about it. None of our major trades are talking about this. This is something that is kind of low key at the moment, but could very, very, very like tomorrow, like the next hour, become very mainstream news. So for everybody that does not know, the actor that plays Mon Benali's Ms. Marvel's father, I forget his name in the film, but his name is Mohan Kupar. I think that's how I'm saying. I think that's how you say his last name.
I think that's correct.
But he's finding himself in a bit of hot water right now. He is. Let me pull that article here so you guys can see that. He right now is in the headlines because he is being accused of grooming a 15-year-old girl. Well, started when she was 14. And I will read you the article here, and I will also read her tweets because she tweeted out. So she tweeted.
That's where it came from?
She tweeted everything, and not just everything. She
like
tagged
receipts?
him. Yeah, she was like tagging him. Like
Yeah.
she says she has text messages. She didn't share any of that.
Yeah.
She just shared their interactions, not like in picture form. She was just typing out. But anyway, she was tagging him in these. He has since made his Twitter private. I went to his Instagram today, and there were people commenting on his Instagram saying, you know, brother, we stand with you and this and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason I say this right now, because I'm not going to, here's one thing I want to make sure we get over here at Planet Fanatix very, very correct. From any other channel or whatever, you might hear someone talk about this. In no way, shape, or form am I anybody, or any of us over here, anybody's judge, jury, or executioner.
No.
We don't
Nor do we
have that
all the
power.
facts.
Yes, nor do we have all the facts.
Trying to play God.
Nor were we there. Nor do we know, what was going on. I think this topic right here, I want to tread lightly, because this becomes a very dangerous game when you start accusing people of allegations like this.
Yes.
This is not one of those, he was staring at me. This is a serious allegation, and you want to make sure that the facts and things are there before you just go spitting out something and you sound ignorant to what's going on.
She's claiming this was regular, like regular. Like his ex, like she said that his ex knew.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna get into the article here. Obviously, his wife, from what I've read, his wife did know about it. Ex-wife now, but his wife did know about these type of things. The young lady, I guess, tried to even reach out to his wife because she said that she looked at them as a second pair of parents because of how close they were, and then his wife switched it up on her to make it seem like she was playing trying to frame her husband. So her wife started playing the victim at that point. So again, I want to make sure that we're just saying the things that are just in this article, and we're not going to come in and say things that we personally think or whatever or that. I mean, I will give you we can give you our opinions on what we think about grooming and 15-year-old girls and what someone his age would have in common with a 15-year-old girl, which is nothing. But I can't come in here and tell you, oh, this man's guilty. No. Until it comes out that he has been.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
Proven something. We cannot sit here and do
that. I can say I think he's guilty.
Right.
Like, that word don't mean shit.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna say it's not looking good. But
no, it's not looking good.
No.
Does it say in the article who this 15-year-old is in relationship to him? They work on a set together or something? Or?
No. Okay. I'll read the first one here. This is the first one that I read. Okay, so it says I'm gonna read this article. The first article I'm reading is coming from the and again, this is why I said these aren't coming from like Variety or Hollywood Report.
Right.
This is coming from.
I have the one from the Direct.
Oh, the Direct did do one. Okay, this is coming from, the one I'm reading is coming from Times Now. It's India Times Now. And it says, Indian actor Mohan Kupar, who played a key role in the series Ms. Marvel, has been accused of sexual harassment or sexually harassing a 15-year-old. The victim has alleged that he sent her dick pics. Can I say that? I don't think I can say the D word.
I think you can.
Can you say that? I say dick all the time, don't I? Kick it's in the dick. I do say that.
Reading a quote.
We say
reading a quote.
We say the F word.
I feel like we say things much more worse than dick.
I mean, but this is such a. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
No.
I
completely understand you asking.
It's funny that like the head of the article literally says dick pics. But if I wasn't supposed to be saying these things, I'm sorry you guys haven't told me. I say sexually explicit things. I use language.
Talking about She-Hulk throwing butt and shit like
twice an episode.
It says
I referenced shooting webs earlier.
She shared her ordeal on Twitter and recalled their last conversation, which was wild. I'm gonna read that to you guys. She also claimed that the actor's ex-partner knew about this but was gaslighting her. Victims, this is her Me Too story. Hashtag Me Too story. This is hers. Says the person's Twitter account is private, but her tweets about the actor have gone viral on social media. In the thread, she wrote, "When I was..." Hold on, I want to do the actual thing. No, that's fine. I'll read it here. She said, "When I was 14 years old, I was a fan of this series. I was a fan of this serial actress and we became friends. Her partner at the time was Mohan, also became friends with me. I respected the both of them almost like they were second parents, and I told them about my stressful life, but Mohan took advantage of me. We constantly talked until I noticed he started flirting with me. Then when I was 15 years old, Mohan sent his peen pics to me." I don't know. I feel weird saying that. In the same
sentence for like 15-year-old and
saying that in this. He was apologizing nonstop and was depressed. I forgave him, but after that, he continued to harass me. She added. Then she said the person claimed that Mohan told her he was in love with me, wanted to marry me, this is where it's kind of wanted me to grow up to be with him and can't wait for me to get older so he can sleep with me. She added that it was then that she realized the haunted 3D actor was grooming her. The victim further alleged his partner, now ex-wife, knew the type of man he was. She said that Mohan's ex instead tried to gaslight her. She told me how I threw my baggage on her. I really truly felt that this woman didn't care at all for what Mohan was doing to me.
That's known as in psychology, a disclosure disaster. When you go to a person of authority and say something like that, and they do that, and that literally causes more trauma because of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Then she said she also opened up about depressed. Sorry, she also opened up about being depressed and traumatized, like you just said. After the alleged sexual harassment, she said that she was suicidal and even tried to reach out to Mohan, who was ignoring her calls. She claimed that the Ms.Marvel actor even tried to twist the story. Now, they didn't have to put Ms.Marvel actor. Recalling the last time she spoke to Mohan, the victim wrote, "The last time I talked to Mohan was 2020 and I was crying. I said, really, I can't take any of this anymore," hoping that he would apologize and understand the trauma he had caused. Instead, he told me that he can't trust me, and the only way he can trust me again is if I hop on a video chat and send him nudes to him in order to be friends with him again. That's what she said. Now, these are her tweets.
This was just going to be a nice, fun, chill Monday.
These are her tweets, all right? Some of them I kind of read within that, but it goes on a little bit more. She said, "When I was 14 years old, I was a fan of this serial actress and we became friends. Her partner at the time was Mohan, also became friends with me. I respected the both of them," blah, blah, blah. We read that part. "We consistently talked until I noticed he was flirting with me. Then when I was 15 years old, Mohan sent his to me. He was apologizing nonstop and depressed. I forgave him, but after that, he continued to harass me, saying things like how he was in love with me and wanted to marry me." Kind of read that part. Read that. Maybe I read all that. I was so confused and depressed. I'm not sure if it's Stockholm syndrome or what, but I kept on thinking that all of this was my fault, and I kept on wanting to be his friend again. I kept on thinking that he really truly cared about me, but he didn't.
It's very common.
Did you see?
Very common in sexual
she
abuse.
Tweeted and added him and said, "Why did you ask me to send you nudes?" And he responded and said to keep as proof your intentions. You have misconstrued our conversation.
Is this on Twitter? Is this a conversation between them on live Twitter?
He's old. Does he think he's DMing, but he's putting it out there?
He responded to it and deleted it and then made his Twitter private. But this is the quote. Like, they have the quote.
I knew his Twitter was private.
Up. What I'm thinking is this guy's not exactly
he responded
young.
to this
He thought he was DMing, and he put it out there.
He said,
this guy's fucked.
He said, you have misconstrued our conversations to make it sound that I was sexually harassing you. I have all this stuff myself, too. I don't say things because that's not what friends do, and I won't either. Kapue has since recently privatized his own Twitter.
Yeah, so his Twitter's it's private.
And then she said and then she tagged him and said, when I stand up for myself, you gaslight me and blame me for misconstruing chat, and your reason for asking for my nudes was that you can prove your innocence. How does that make sense?
Yikes.
That's illegal,
and then he didn't respond.
This is the last part that she said. She said, my depression got worse and I was planning to take my own life. I kept on calling Mohan. He ignored my calls and at the times told me to get over it, then completely twisted the whole story to make me look like the bad person. He kept on saying that he couldn't trust me. The last time I talked to Mohan was 2020. Okay, I said that, read that part. Read that part. Then he said, Mohan, when I stand up, I think that's what you just read. When I stand up for myself, you gaslight me and blame me for misconstruing. Did you just read that?
Yeah.
Misconstruing. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And now, like I said, I want to tread lightly because I can't. There, this is
fair. There are
two sides to every story. Yes. There are two sides to every story. I will never, ever sit here and say someone's crying wolf or lying or not telling the truth. I can't say. I was not there. All I can say is the little girl. I think one thing people have to realize here when people say, oh, you're lying, why would she just make this up? Why would she just pull this out of the fucking air and say, this? And not only that, this is a very good point. Henry made this point. Mm-hmm. It ain't like this is Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's what I was just thinking.
I mean, it makes sense, too. If
this
she also
is
became
an
friends
F-list
with
celebrity.
His wife.
Yeah.
Like, if she was like, oh, I'm inspired by your wife, and then somehow, I mean, it makes sense. She said, like, they become like parents. And
out of all the celebrities, why would this be the dude?
Yeah.
Come on. Why would this be the dude?
Same thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
even her saying his wife knew about it, like, and now that she's his ex-wife. That's kind of fishy to me.
Well, that reminds me of the Cosby case. That was the case in the Cosby case.
Yeah,
she was helping drug those girls.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, and a lot of them were brought in because of
because she's
who she was.
Yep.
Yeah, and
she's able to just.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's how Epstein did it. Same way with just like
having help.
I mean, and not saying
so
this
many
is just
people
such
around.
A thing, but I mean, like it's literally like the same grounds. And
it is. I mean, it's. I think my biggest thing is. How old is he? Can someone look him up? Look up Mohan. Tell me how old he is. He's got to be in his 50s. Early 50s.
57.
57.
Mm-hmm. October 27th, 1965.
57. This is a 15-year-old girl. What you have in common with the 15-year-old girl, saying that you can't wait. And again,
fuck that. He got a wife.
Yeah, you have a wife.
You got
I'm sure
wife,
he might have children.
Bro.
Yeah. Texting saying that can't wait for you to be older, so that we can sleep together and things like that. That is
and be together and be married.
And then the fact that where's her parents in this? I wonder. Like, where are her parents? Has she taken this to her parents? Have her parents taken this to authorities or anything like that? Again, I'm sorry. I just don't see if I'm in that situation. And I'm gonna lie on somebody, and I'm trying to let's say she has some hidden agenda, like some of these people do. Some of these people will lie out there and say that happened to them. Yeah. But let's say that let's just hypothetically say that she's lying. I'm not picking Mohan to lie on.
What are you getting out of that?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna pick Mohan to lie on. So that's what I'm saying. I don't have the facts. I don't have the evidence, but. It just doesn't make sense for a 15-year-old girl to lie on someone that she claims she's been friends with and his wife and all of them. She looks at them as second parents. And then to lie on someone like that.
Well, here's another point, too.
This nigga responded to her
tweet.
She went about this in a way that wasn't about money. She went about this publicly on Twitter. If it was about... Now, first of all, it's not like he has money like a Kobe Bryant, if you're going after Kobe Bryant. Something like that. But... he doesn't have that kind of money. But if that is your goal, is to like get that kind of thing, because those kinds of things do happen where they'll claim things and you can make this go away with this amount of money, like that kind of a thing. That's not an option when you go about it on Twitter.
No,
that is an option when you go about it by having like your hiring lawyers, and having them reach out to them and say like, we're going to pursue charges, we're going to pursue a lawsuit.
Yeah.
But if you want to settle out, that's how it would be done, not going on Twitter.
Well, my assumption would be, just because I'm a little younger, my assumption would be her being 15 is that she maybe did reach out for help from someone. Like she said, she asked them how to, and they kept ignoring her. And maybe she did ask her parents and everything, and they're not really, like, maybe this is either the last resort or this is her just straight up, like, if true and everything, like we've always said. I feel like I shouldn't have to establish that before every line. But if it's
saying allegedly,
like y'all have both said, but I mean, he's not like, this isn't a clout chasing scenario, because I don't even know. Like, I wasn't thinking about him before. I don't even care about Ms. Marvel's TV show, to be honest. Like, and so, like, I knew him as Green Hulk nigga. Like, that's when you told me that, I said, Green Hulk nigga who dressed up, and you're like, yeah. I was like, and so that it's just not a clout chaser scenario for her to be
dressing up as Hulk for kids.
Like, a lot of people underestimate how smart kids and like how educated, like how much they already know at the age of 15,
also
16
especially
and stuff.
when it comes to like using social
exactly
media, like
she fully well knows that this man is preying on her. If all this shit that she's saying is true and everything, like, she knows that it's not like, oh, there's something, like, she knows, no, this thing is a weirdo, and maybe my parents or no one else is believing me, so I'm gonna just take it straight to Twitter, because I can't get a lawyer myself. I can't take it to the police myself.
What a world to take it to, also, because if you take it to Twitter will take that shit and run with it for you. Yep. They definitely will, especially when it's a story like this, especially when it's hashtag Me Too. The part of the Me Too movement, hell yeah. You know, that shit will definitely get the, exactly. And one thing I told him when we were sitting, waiting on our food earlier, I said, can you imagine your name being in a headline like this? Bro, like, at that point, I kill myself. Suicide has to be the only, I
genuinely would. Because like, if I woke up, like, let's say I know I'm doing this shit.
And that's not me saying, sorry. That's not me saying, like, oh, kill yourself. I'm not saying that. No. I'm just saying me personally in that situation.
No, but if this is like, true and this keeps going,
you've been doing this, prison. And then, like, he obviously, because people who do this type of stuff, they know it's wrong. And that's why they're always, like, going private on deleting your socials and stuff when stuff like this happens. Like, you know you're wrong and everything, but I mean, like, to wake up and just have you read that shit not knowing how many people know, like, who knows this, that, it's, even if it's true, false, who knows this, that, it's just like,
even like you say, even if it's true or false, names in it.
Like, just we're in such a day and age with social media where that shit gets from India to Oklahoma, China.
Well, dude, even when it's the case where somebody is lying about someone, the headline about the initial accusation is always far eclipsing than the article that comes out that, it turns out it wasn't true. And that's why it's so damaging. That's why there was that lawsuit by Johnny Depp, you know, is because you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube with some of these things. But what this shows, though, too, is it's something we've seen with Harvey Weinstein. We saw with the guy from The Daily Show. We've seen...
Jon Stewart?
No, not The Daily Show, the Today Show.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, damn, what did Jon do?
I love Jon Stewart. Sorry. I'm a huge fan. I always have it. No, the Today Show.
I knew it wasn't Trevor Noah.
Matt Lauer.
Oh, Matt. Yes. Matt.
So, yes. Here's the thing. With all of these things, what do we see in common? We see people, because people like to do this, especially a certain demographic of men. They like to be like, oh, well, why didn't you get a rape kit? Oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Which is so incredibly insensitive. And also just inept, because that is not understanding the psychology of somebody who is just raped.
For anyone
put in these situations,
tell someone, like, prove I raped.
Yeah, and especially when it's people in places of power, But
what the fuck are you thinking? But like, that is literally what they're saying in my mind. Like, get a rape kit, prove I raped. Like, what?
But this is like what we're seeing is that there are structures in power that will gaslight that these girls oftentimes will go to, and they're all protected. Epstein was allowed to do what he did for so long because there was a lot of people who knew that it was happening, who didn't do shit to stop it, who did things even to enable it. Same thing with Cosby. All of these cases, and that's what we're really seeing here. And whether it's his wife gaslighting, him gaslighting.
That's another thing I wanted to add to. Like, the final thing I'd say is the fact that, like, that all the people who are always guilty always try to gaslight the victims and stuff and, like, turn it, like, even his wife turning it back on the child and, like, we're going to ignore you, make you feel like you've done something wrong.
Putting a burden on her.
No, like, for her to say, like, she was contemplating killing herself because she's asking them for help and they're starting to ignore her, and those are, like, her second. Obviously, if you look at someone as second parents, that obviously means, like, you're with them a lot, to where, like, your first parents may not be around. Who knows if her first parents are around and stuff. Chance. So, I mean, like, for her to say, like, she contemplated killing herself and everything, I mean, like, if this is real, I mean, I just don't see...
I don't see her lying. I mean, again, I don't want to.
That's just my opinion. I think he's guilty. Like I said before we started the video, I can say I think he's guilty, and that's what I'm saying now after reading all this shit.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for him right now, you know. And to add to what you were just saying there about the whole, you know, headlines and whether or not it being true or not, even if another headline comes out later on saying he didn't do it. I'm just using an example. He gets in an argument with somebody disagrees with him, he's going to be the groomer. Yeah. I mean, because I'm telling you, if you come at me, I'm calling you the groomer.
McMahon, come on out, you rapist. Come on out, you fucking
anything he says, you're just like, hey, dude, my dog needs a trim. I hear you're a groomer. Could you help me out? You know?
I mean, I'm telling you, just your name being attached to something like that, that's never going away. So
aren't you supposed to identify yourself?
The last time, actually, let me put it this way. When does the Marvels come out? When is that?
July.
Yeah.
Because he's in it. They might go back and rework some shit and cut his ass out.
This isn't Warner Brothers. Well, this is Disney.
This is Disney.
The directing said that he's not slated to be in July 28th. He's not slated to be in anything outside of the Marvels that's already filmed. But if all this comes out, Marvel can definitely. Oh yeah, they can.
And if you think Marvel won't,
this ain't no Ezra Miller.
Dude, Gina Carano was gone over some statements she said.
Gina Carano got the fucking boot, bro.
She got the boot.
I mean, with the quickness.
Yeah, no hesitation.
Show canceled. Like they canceled Rangers of the New Republic. Like, boom. It was like, nah.
It might not even.
So what do you think they're doing with the fucking pedophile?
This is the Disney.
It's the mouse. You got
Mouse.
Iger back in there too. Yep. Iger's not gonna put up with that shit.
No. And here's the thing too. Within that movie, how much screen time? You know, we go through and look at the screen. How much screen time? They're gonna have to replace 4 minutes of screen time?
Probably.
That ain't shit.
That ain't shit for them.
There's no way they're keeping him in there.
I don't think
it's not the Flash in a Flashpoint movie.
Yeah, this ain't that.
Dude, not a shot. He's in that movie.
I over under.
He is hashtag
85%. I'm gonna
that conversation's gonna be as quick as the recast T'Challa conversation, dude. But they're recasting. They're walking out saying we're recasting.
They might not even fucking recast him. Ms.Marvel might not just have a dad.
She might not.
She might not just have a dad.
Something might happen to him.
Oh wait, I forgot. I know what they're gonna do because it has to be about the real world. So within that movie, we're gonna see him get arrested. You guys remember when the Vulture got arrested at the end of Homecoming?
Real life trauma, goddammit. Let's bring it to the screen.
He's gonna go away in cuffs. You're gonna see the FBI taking his phone and laptop because of the child pornography on there. I forgot. That's what they do at Marvel. Oh so we know that's what they're gonna do because you want to keep it true, right?
Raymond said, "Oh no, Raymond said, "Oh no, he's dead." I think her dad does die in the comics.
I'm sorry, I had to say it.
No. Let's start Phase 5 off with trauma.
Oh fuck!
Real life trauma.
We're closing this topic.
All jokes aside, this shit is disgusting. This is Kevin, that might have been joke of the year. He said, "So you know what we're gonna do."
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
But as always,
as soon as you said that shit, I looked at him like, no.
Question is for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. What are you thinking of the current accusations of Mohan, who plays Yusuf, Ms. Marvel's father, on the Disney Plus show Ms. Marvel, and it's supposed to be reprising his role in The Marvels as her father there. Do you think that Marvel cuts him? Do you think that these allegations stick? Is it one of those things? Do you believe the things that the young lady is saying? Or are you more... I mean, she can't just be crying wolf. It's got to be something that, that she really experienced in her life. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking on this whole topic here? So...